So as I talked about it on the previous one, but so me and a whole bunch of my fraternity members were going to Fort Lauderdale, and then my girlfriend was coming with me. And then I talked about the whole roommate situation. That ended up being fine, so there was no big deal about that. But the big problem was all this coronavirus shenanigans. So first of all, we were worried that our flight there was going to get canceled in the first place on Sunday, and then it ended up it was fine. We got there, and then the moment we landed, we got a notification that all the beaches and like all the restaurants and stuff are going to close. Then we were just like, oh great, like that sucks. And then we were like, well then everything was open till 10. And we were like, all right, well at least we can go like eat or something till 10 o'clock. And then the next day, Monday, everything just closed for good. And then we're like, what are we doing here? Because there's nothing to do anymore. But so my girlfriend wanted to go home like immediately. And I'm like, why? Because here's this like, what would you rather be doing nothing in Florida or nothing in Illinois?
Yeah. What part of Florida did you go to?
Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew a lot of people that were there.
Yeah.
So did they close the beaches like you couldn't even like they had police blocking them off? Like you couldn't go on?
Yeah, it was like police like barricaded it, and if you get on, then they'd probably come get you.
So you guys, what hotel did you stay in? Was it like a chain
We were
one?
like it was called the West in Fort Lauderdale. It was like right on the beach too. Like we could have walked. You could have thrown something on the beach from.
So did they close or anything?
The what?
Did the hotel close at all?
No, but the everything in the hotel closed. So like later on, like eventually, like all the food in the hotel closed out, like the restaurant closed out, like room service closed. They're talking about closing the pool, then which would have made the stay useless.
Yeah.
But so she wanted to leave like immediately, and part of it was because our roommates ended up leaving on. So we got there Sunday like night ish, and then the people we were rooming with ended up leaving Tuesday morning, like really early in the morning. So they really only stayed for Monday. And so like once they left, and my girlfriend was like, "We got to get out of here," but I'm like, I don't want to go because. Well, she thought the airlines were going to close. I was like, I don't think they're going to close. Like, they're not going to like just shut down everything. Like, there's got to be like a little bit of a grace period.
Yeah. Where did you fly out of? You flew out of Chicago, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Chicago. Yeah,
What
Chicago.
Which one? What airport?
O'Hare, Chicago.
Yeah, I heard that Midway was the one that was closed.
Yeah, yeah. Midway was having some troubles, but like I was trying to tell her that they're not just going to shut down everything. Like there's going to be a little bit of a grace period for this. She still wanted to go home. I was like, so the entire time, and like everyone else in my fraternity was like, all they would talk about like if they're going home or when they're going home or anything like that, which was kind of annoying. But so and then we ended up like because we signed up with like a spring break like company or something, and like would have like stuff like lined up for us, and we ended up and all that got canceled. So then now we're trying to look for a refund and all that. So now it's just a big like cluster.
Yeah, I totally understand that. Like when I was on spring break, the same thing kind of happened, but like at the same time, you're trying to make the best of it because like you're already there.
Exactly.
So that I see what you're saying. Like you kind of feel like, would I rather be here warm? Like you can at least like walk around in Florida, like even if and like versus going home, there's nothing to do. It's cold, so like kind of have to pick your poison there. But yeah, so, I get that.
So then we ended up leaving Wednesday afternoon, which instead of Friday afternoon, which I mean, at least we got some days in the sun and stuff like that. But it was overall just frustrating because even she was frustrated too. That just like nothing that we had planned ended up working out or anything like that. So it was just
for sure. And then I think like also you kind of had mentioned like something about like everyone just kind of talking about that, like how we're gonna get home, like are things gonna be closed? And that just kind of like that doesn't help. Like you're just like you might as well just deal with what is going on day by day.
Exactly. So, and then we had most of the people in my fraternity ended up leaving before Friday, but there was a couple that stayed until Friday and stuff like that. So the airlines never ended up shutting down, but like Yeah, but it was just kind of frustrating because anytime you would like see someone, they'd be like, "All right, when are you leaving? When are you leaving?" Where they were just trying to like just enjoy what we had at least.
Yeah. Were your flights like were they full when you left and came back?
They were they were probably a little over like they were probably like 50, 60, or 70% full. They weren't like completely full.
Yeah.
There's still enough people traveling where it wasn't like concerning in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I
I think
think
a lot of people were still like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Like at that time. So
all right, well, you've been talking for 5 minutes now, so you can either stop or keep going. I don't think it has to be the same.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Yeah, that does suck. Everybody's spring break has been like ruined.
Spring break just
everybody's life, actually.
Yeah, for real.
All right. Should I just talk next and then Swan, you can listen to me and then we'll just rotate. All right. I'm gonna talk about my spring break too because there's nothing else really going on in my life. So I went to Las Vegas and we flew out Saturday of like starting spring break, so that Sunday started spring break, but we flew out Saturday. And we were already kind of like iffy about should we go because people were like, "Oh my god, are you still gonna go?" And we're like, "We already paid for it, so might as well try to go." And so we flew out of O'Hare and like the airport, everybody's wearing masks and gloves, and I'm like, "Oh my god, like this is the worst." And we get on the plane and it's like there's like maybe 15 people. And we're like wiping down the windows and like all the tables that come out. Like we're like freaking out. My dad is like hoarding like little mini hand sanitizers the entire time. And I'm like, you need to chill. Like if we're gonna get it, we're gonna get it. Like you need to calm down. But so then we get there and like everything was open for the weekend, and then so that was nice because I got to like walk around the majority, and like we tried to like go to everything in the first 2 days because we didn't know how long everything was gonna stay open. So I still got to like walk around and see all the casinos and like the major parts of Las Vegas and go to like certain food places that were still open. But then Monday, like all the casinos, there was like, so they have like MGM casinos, which own 13 of the casinos, and they shut down all their properties. So we were staying at Bally's, which is under like Caesar's Palace owns that. So they didn't close their properties. So we were still there like Monday, but everything was closing at midnight on Monday, like the major places to go and like food places too, and like shopping, everything. So we were supposed to leave Thursday, and it's like not that warm in Vegas right now. So it was like maybe high 50s. So it's not like we could like lay out. Like there was one nice day where we got to go to the pool, but it wasn't like we had anything else like outdoorsy to do. It was just mainly like walking around and like going to food places.
Right.
But yeah, so that sucks. Everything closed and there was like nothing to do on Tuesday. And so we were like contemplating what we should do. So it really sucked. And then we ended up coming home Tuesday. We just flew home.
So was that what you guys had planned, like to come back home Tuesday, or?
No, we were supposed to fly back on Thursday at like 5 in the morning. And like we couldn't refund our tickets either, our like hotel or anything, because like my mom booked it through Expedia, and like Expedia was so backed up on phone calls. Like she had waited in their like queue for like 50 minutes 2 times, and like she didn't even end up getting on the phone with somebody. So we were just like, we're just gonna have to fly home, like, and just eat the money because there's no way we can refund it.
Yeah, the situation is frustrating for everyone, no doubt. For sure. What other things did you guys have planned for the vacation?
So, I mean, really, like, since I'm not 21 and I went with my parents, there wasn't much like nighttime stuff to do. So we just kind of wanted to walk around and like see all the hotels. And I pretty much did in like the 2 days that I got, like, everything was still open. Like, we stayed in like the middle of Las Vegas, like the strip, and we could go to like walk this way a long time and see all the hotels and walk the other way. And we got to walk both ways and see the majority, but like they have like this thing called Magnificent Mile. It's like this big like mall, you go shopping, and everything was closed. So like that was one thing that we didn't get to do. And then they have this place called Fremont Street, and it's just kind of like where all the like freaks go, and it's just like people are out there dancing, like the crazy stuff of Las Vegas, like where everybody goes and like just is out on that street. So that sucked that I didn't get to see that. But like I'm hoping that we get to go back as soon as it's all over, because my mom was like, we're gonna go back and you can see it like for real this time.
You guys are planning to go back?
Yeah, I don't know when though. As soon as everything's over.
You might be 21 by then, so there's something.
Yeah, but I hope like we can go back when it's warmer too, because I think like there's not a lot to do like if you're not 21 and like you don't like if you go like I'm not gonna party with my parents, so like there wasn't like much to do on that aspect. So I think it'd be better like go when it's warm so that like during the day you can lay by the pool, because like the pools there are amazing. Like I've never seen pools like that. Like we were at the hotel Bally's, but like it was connected to another hotel, and so we stayed at that pool the majority of the time, and they have like this big fake Eiffel Tower. It looks like the real one. It's just like not as big, and that our pool was under it, so it was really neat. So
that sounds like a really relaxing place.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know what's gonna happen with like everybody's money and stuff. Because when we flew back, our plane was like empty, and like the flight attendants were saying like there was a possibility that O'Hare was gonna shut down, and we were like, thank God, like we came back. Like
yeah,
now.
that would have been way worse, just being stranded somewhere.
Yeah, and then so when we got home, our hotel had messaged all, because like when we checked out, like it still had us checked in till Thursday. Like we just kind of like said, hey, like we're leaving, but like we still had to pay, so the room was still like nobody could have it. And they messaged everybody and said like, we're gonna be closing today at this time. You have to be out by Thursday at like noon. So like, we would have been fine. Yeah. So everything in Vegas is shut down. All hotels, all casinos, all food places, all shopping. It's crazy. There's like literally nothing to do.
That would have been so bad if you were stuck there.
I know, because we like, what would we do? My mom was like, we could get a car and drive home, and that it's like a 2-day drive home. And I'm like, I cannot be in a car with you two for 2 days.
Even pulling off a 2-day drive is probably really difficult.
Yeah.
Especially if you can't stop at any hotels nearby.
Yeah, like there's nothing to stop at. Like, what are we gonna eat? Yeah, that would have really sucked. And like when my mom was saying that was a possibility, I was like, let's just go home. Like, it's not worth being here.
Another big issue with this situation is you don't know who to point fingers at.
Yeah.
You're mad, but you don't know who to be mad.
Yeah, you just have to be mad at everything. Like, I'm not like mad. It's just like, it is what it is at this rate. Just kind of.
It's more like a bummer for you.
Yeah. But yeah, so now I'm, like I literally have nothing. Like I have no purpose. I feel like I just like come home. I don't come home. I'm at home. I haven't left the house for like 2 weeks now. Like since I got back from spring break, I have not left my house except for like to go outside for a little bit. It's like
I totally relate with you, especially with New York cases going up. Like,
oh yeah.
I'm not. My parents don't even let me go outside.
Yeah,
unless it's like absolutely necessary.
Yeah, and then like the thing, the Trump like extended it till like April 30th, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with myself? Like, there's nothing to do. Like, I live in rural Indiana. There's nothing to do.
Like, at this point, all places are the same. Yeah. Everybody's just at home, whether they're in Indiana or which is unfortunate, but
for sure. All right. Well, I think I've been talking for 6 minutes now, so we can switch.
All right. Ready, Matt?
Wait, hold on. Let me get a little stopwatch going.
Okay.
All right, so let me know when you're ready.
All right. So I just wanted to talk about all of this stuff going on. I was sitting at home. Kind of looking like a bad thing, but I'm really trying hard to turn it into a positive thing for myself. So since I got back, so I was supposed to fly out on Saturday, but instead my parents decided to pick me up and drive back home on Sunday. So since Sunday of spring break, I've just been inside, and the only place I've been is Stop and Shop to go buy groceries. So it has been really boring, but at the same time, like I'm trying to stay on top of classes, like keep myself organized, work out every now and then.
Yeah.
Try to make the most of it, but like there's just no motivation.
Yeah, I know. I feel that too.
Like there's if you're at school, like you work hard through the week because you're like, oh, Friday